Ethan had always preferred being alone. He lived on the third floor of an old apartment building on Willow Street, the kind of building where the walls groaned and the pipes clicked as if carrying secret messages. For years, he had ignored the noises. They were nothing, just the sounds that came with old buildings. But one evening, something changed. It began with the mirrors. Ethan had a narrow mirror in his hallway. He walked past it every day without noticing. That night, as he hung his coat, he saw something strange. His reflection didn't move right away. He raised his hand. Nothing happened. Then, a half-second later, the reflection copied him. It tilted its head slightly, as if curious. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He told himself it was exhaustion. He went to bed, leaving the hallway light on. Over the next few nights, the mirrors began showing things that didn't belong. When he brushed his teeth, the bathroom mirror smiled when he didn't. When he washed his hands, the reflection blinked even though his eyes were wide open. Ethan covered every mirror he could find. He draped sheets over them, hung towels, and even used cardboard to block the glass. Still, he felt watched. Sometimes, late at night, he heard footsteps behind him in the apartment. They matched his own steps. When he stopped, they stopped. When he walked, they resumed. He started sleeping on the couch with a baseball bat. He left the lights on. Every shadow seemed to stretch closer than it should. One evening, he heard a whisper. "Why are you hiding?" Ethan froze. Who's there?" he whispered. "It's me, or what I've become." Ethan's heart raced. The voice wasn't coming from the shadows. It was coming from the mirrors. He stared at the hallway mirror. Slowly, the sheet lifted on its own. Beneath it, the mirror's surface rippled like water. And then, a figure stepped out. It looked exactly like Ethan. Same face, same clothes, same tired eyes. But the expression was different. The copy's eyes were sharp, cold, hungry. "You've been tired. I can do what you can't anymore." Ethan tried to speak. Nothing came out. The figure stepped closer, reaching out. The lights flickered. Everything went black. When Ethan awoke, he realized he was trapped. Not in the apartment, not in the real world. He existed inside the mirrors themselves. He could see everything outside the mirrors, the streets, the store windows, his friend's apartment, but he could not move. He could only watch. And he saw something terrifying. The copy, the one that had stepped out of the hallway mirror, was living his life. It went to work, answered phone calls, interacted with friends, and even laughed at jokes that Ethan didn't find funny. Ethan tried to communicate. He tapped on mirrors, scratched messages on fogged glass, and even shouted silently, but the copy ignored him every time. Every reflection he looked through showed the copy, not himself, and the copy never looked quite right. Its smile came too early, its blink was slightly delayed, and its gaze sometimes lingered too long. The copy began changing the apartment. Furniture moved, old photographs were replaced, items Ethan had kept for years disappeared. Ethan realized the truth. The copy was not just living his life, it was replacing it. Slowly, it would erase him completely from memory. Ethan tried to fight, but he had no body. He could only watch as the copy learned to mimic him perfectly. It laughed, it worked, it slept, and it even ate. But it lacked Ethan's caution. It began experimenting, leaving traces of itself in the world outside. Weeks passed, and Ethan's consciousness began to weaken. He could barely observe without feeling his mind slipping. The last thing he saw was the copy standing in front of the hallway mirror, looking directly at him. Its lips moved, though Ethan could not hear the words. Then it smiled wider than ever. Ethan understood the truth. His life as he had known it was gone. He was trapped, invisible, a ghost behind the glass. Sometimes when people passed a mirror, they might see him, just for a second, watching, waiting, silent, and sometimes smiling.